Find activity G. This one you will be circling. So go ahead and put this activity on your Google Slides or whatever you're using online to be able to circle something. You are going to learn about word parts we call prefixes. Prefixes always come at the beginning of words. Do prefixes become at the beginning or end of words? The beginning. Point to the first column in the box. The first word is disagree. What word? Disagree. Point to the circled prefix. The prefix is dis. Say it, dis. One more time, dis. Good job. Point to the next word. The word is misprint. What word? Misprint. Point to the circled prefix. The prefix is miss. Say miss. One more time, miss. The next word is abnormal. What word? Abnormal. The prefix is ab. Say it, ab. And the final word is admit. What word? Admit. And the prefix is add. Say it with me, add. Good job. The parts of the word you just learned come at the very beginning of the words. They are called prefixes. In the next activity, you are going to circle those prefixes. I'm going to turn off this and you are going to circle the prefixes by yourself. Find activity I. Look at the first prefix, miss. Miss means wrongly, wrong, or not. So if you heard that Tyler had miscalculated, you could guess that Tyler had done something wrong. Look at the second prefix. Dis means not or opposite of. So if someone said that Emma was disorganized, you could guess that Emma was not organized or the opposite of organized. Learning the meanings of prefixes sometimes helps you figure out the meanings of words. Let's learn the meanings of some words that have the prefixes miss and dis. Look at A on activity I. Read the explanation with me. Please read it out loud. Someone who does not fit with the rest of the group, a person whose looks, ideas, or behavior are quite different from a certain group. Find the word that means someone who does not fit with the rest of the group in line 1 of activity H and write it on the line. Please pause until you have something written on the line. All right. What means someone who does not fit? Misfit. So if everyone showed up at a party wearing costumes and someone showed up not wearing one, that person might feel like a misfit. In what other situations might a person feel like a misfit? Think of one in your head. I'm going to give you a couple of seconds to think of that. Try saying it like this. A person might feel like a misfit if he or she fill in the blank. Okay, I'm going to go. I will try my example. A person might feel like a misfit if he or she forgot to bring a pencil to school. Look at B. Read it with me. To do the opposite of claim, to give up a claim. Find the word in line 3 of activity H and write it. What word means to do the opposite of claim? Disclaim. So if you give up your claim to own something, you disclaim it. Can you say that with me? Disclaim it. Good job. Look at C. Read the explanation with me. A word or phrase that was printed wrongly, a printing error. Find the word in line 7 of activity H and write it. I'm going to pause until you have something written, or you pause until you have something written. Okay, what word means that something was printed wrongly? Misprint. What do we call a printing error? A misprint. So go ahead and have that word, misprint, written on line C of that activity. For activity J, we are going to spell words. This is on page 6. Find activity J. At the end of each lesson, you will spell 4 words from the lesson. Please cover up the rest of the page so you don't see the words. The first word is admit. What word? Admit. Say it with me. Admit. Put your fist in the air. Put up 1 finger for each part and say the parts and admit with me. First part, add. Second part, mit. Let's do it again. Admit. So there's 2 parts in that word. Now say the parts slowly to yourself as you write the word admit. Okay, now you should have the word written. If you don't, pause me for a moment while you write it down. Admit should be spelled A-D-M-I-T. If you didn't spell it right, cross it out and spell it correctly now. A-D-M-I-T, admit. The second word is miscast. What word? Miscast. Put your fist in the air, put up 1 finger for each part of the word. Miscast. Again, miscast. Say the part slowly to yourself as you write this word in line 2. All right, pause me if you haven't written it. Miscast should be spelled M-I-S-C-A-S-T. Miscast. If you spelled it wrong, cross it out, pause this video, and spell it again. Okay, step number 3. We are on abstain. Abstain. Say it with me. Abstain. Put your fist in the air. How many word parts does it have? Abstain. Again, abstain. Go ahead and repeat the word to yourself as many times as you need until you spell it right, until you spell it on your paper. We're going to check it in a moment. So go ahead and pause me until you have the word written. The word should be spelled like this. A-B-S-T-A-I-N. Abstain. The last word is display. Display. So let's see how many word parts that has. Display. 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 Repeat that again to yourself, sounding out the word in your head, breaking down each part. Display. All right, take a couple moments to write that down. Good job. So that word is spelled D-I-S-P-L-A-Y. If you don't have it written down correctly, cross it out and write it down again. Okay, the final activity is activity K, academic vocabulary. You are going to learn 2 vocabulary words. Look at line 1. Read the word to yourself. What word? Distract. Read the explanation out loud with me. If someone or something distracts you, they take your attention away from what you are doing. If you are reading aloud a book and loud music is playing, the music might distract you. The music might distract you. If you are taking a math test and a friend starts talking to you, the friend might. Good. Think, what are some things that might distract you if you were working on a project at home? Maybe your sibling, maybe your parent, maybe a friend, maybe a dog. Lots of things could distract you if you were working on a project at home. Okay, find line 2. Read the word to yourself. Now say it out loud. Admit. Read the explanation with me. If you admit that something bad or embarrassing is true, you agree, often unwillingly, that it is true. If you hurt someone's feelings, you might not want to admit it. Think, what are some things that a person might not want to admit? Think about it. Think about it. I might not want to admit it if I cheated on a test. What's something else that I might not want to admit? I might not want to admit it if I ate my sister's candy. Those are some things that I might not want to admit. Those are all the activities that we have for today in lesson 1. Hopefully that went okay. We'll figure out another way to do it online if that didn't go very well. Hopefully you said all the words out loud because it's so important to hear them, and hopefully you finished this assignment and didn't hate it. It's really nice, and even though it seems a little bit boring or a little bit repetitive or something that maybe you thought you knew before, it's really important and it's really helpful to learn to read bigger words and learn to read all kinds of words when you're reading things that are complex now, and it'll improve your skills for later. It's already improved my skills even by following some of these and learning prefixes and word parts. So hopefully it's helpful for you too.